It, it's the whole thing is like a skit of Shady trying to re-corrupt Eminem for
Mhm.
force feeding him drugs and alcohol, and you get a little bit of the raw Shady, and then towards the middle they're kind of arguing with each other, and then he death of Shady happens, and then you get some more serious stuff at the end.
That's interesting. All right, give me a second to put this where it needs to go. Then we'll
He put,
get this
but he
together.
puts an oh, so apparently he wrote.
For this current time frame because everybody's making dances for songs.
Yeah,
But I don't want to see nobody dancing to that damn song.
who's the Christopher Reeves?
Oof, that's that's heavy.
But yeah, no, that's a lot. That song's a lot.
But at the same time, it's fucking hilarious.
Okay. So I have figured out within 1 to 2 day error what day it actually is in the world. Uh, since you guys have gotten out of the capstone dungeon, around 11 days has passed. You guys have been moving at hyperspeed, pretty much.
Yeah, let's get shit done.
Yeah, you guys are moving. Now I can keep better track of. I got a whole thing worked out so I can advance the day with the press of a button, so I can keep track of actually how many days pass now, which is
Nice.
helpful for things. Okay. Do. Okay. All right. Everything's where it needs to go. High social work today, so that's good.
You still what today?
Pie's social. Well, I put the Twitch link.
Oh, let me get $1.
What? I'll have you know it has cost me 10 pi for 1 year's worth of being able to promote this when I post it. Thank you very much. That could have untold real world value whenever that becomes a thing. Um, but good morning once, good morning twice, good morning enough times to get things right. This is session episode 40 of World Breakers. It is the month of Kist, the 31st day on the first day of the week, as the UGAI continue their adventures in Craghammer. Last session, the UGAI had just finished going through the workshop of a second missing apprentice, one Punch Ungart, having tracked him to his family home, talking to his eldest brother and sister, and figuring out that he had been gone for a while, that he, much like the other missing apprentice, is a bit of a ugly duckling of the family, as it were. Someone who's felt unappreciated, who strives to be better than, to be other, to be special, to be noticed. And upon investigating his workshop, someone who felt they were stifled by their teacher, who knew they had more to offer than they were being allowed, and who worked behind the scenes to achieve more. The group had to fight some imperfect humanoid structures that became reanimated once a trap was triggered, although they were very quickly put down. Upon further search, the group found that a house had been purchased in the South District of Bloodkith, which is supposed to be sealed entirely, and instructions on how to access that. On the way out to further investigate, they found they were being followed by what looked like a large hummingbird. The group was able to quickly capture it, and upon restraining it and throwing it to the haversack of holding, decided to take it to Harry Dresden's house to try to get a feel for what it actually was. They were able, while capturing it, to determine that it was not actually a bird and had some mechanical components to it. Dresden was able to decipher that it was, in fact, a creation that had full ability to speak. Upon interrogation, while it would not tell you who its creator was or who it primarily reported to, you were able to divulge that it did report to the information broker at times, and that it took upon itself contracts of information gathering. The group eventually, through a lot of interesting negotiation tactics, did end up entering into a partnership with the
Almost
creature.
died.
They almost killed it, as it said some honest things that they took to be a danger to them, as it seems to have been on their trail since they first arrived in Crackhammer. And when saying all the things they've done since they arrived out loud in order, it did not sound great for the group. It, in fact, sounded like the group was trying to overthrow the current king of the mountain, which technically is not what they're trying to do, but isn't exactly the furthest thing from what is happening. That being said, the group had made the decision to destroy it until it asked for to invoke guest rights with Harry Dresden, which, according to the Unsealing Accords, which are very important rules of engagement amongst very powerful magical creatures and nations, Harry had no choice but to accept that. And it did have with it some parameters that he could not let it be destroyed in his home. But he did express to you all that that's a turn of phrase and a situation that you can use for your advantage when dealing with powerful creatures, entities, and the such. If you can get them on purpose or by tricking to acknowledge you as a guest, there are many protective rights that come with that. But as such, you decided to make the deal in truth. You've paid a decent sum of money to the creature in order for it to go make its way to the Bloodketh district and find the two ex-apprentices and see what they're doing. It is to report back in 2 days to the overfilled tankard to give you an update and a briefing of where they are, what they're doing. The group, Fino asked Dresden if he knew of the sword that he is chasing. Dresden did, but was not willing to give Fino information that he felt would get Fino killed. Um, Fino did accept that, didn't really push the point, but he did leave the house at that point to, we'll say, gather himself. But outside of that, the group did get a quick briefing on the different fighting pits in the city on the various discs. And beyond that, we're making their way back to the overfilled tankard, I believe, for the night, before figuring out how to spend the next 2 days. Is there anything I left out? Anything people want to bring up, remind, any important or unimportant through lines that are currently happening?
On the entire way back though, like at that Fino's like quiet the entire time. He's probably gonna be quiet for the rest of the day. Kind of like, I guess you kind of get the idea that he's kind of like internally, like just trying to not like stewing, more so trying to think of another plan, another way to get through things. He's just not talking to anybody.
And I will point out, it is the first time the group was made aware that Fino has something he is fully prepared to unalive himself to achieve. Outside of that, Katra may be a changeling. There's a source of information at the Overville tankard in the form of a crazy person, who may not be crazy, may be crazy. The newspapers are running a series of a story was ran thanks to the UGAI that painted the king under the mountain as a bit incompetent for the attacks that were befalling travelers into and out of the city. There is currently an apprentice learning the ways of blacksmithing under the patronage of the group. But I believe that is the majority of what's currently happening.
Brian, where we're standing right now, how close is that to where that prophecy was dictated to me about the underground area of the mountains?
You'd never seen the area that was kind of in that returned memory / prophecy when it first happened to you. To your knowledge, like there's the third disc, which you're just coming from. There's the mines underneath that, which you've never really explored yourself, as you are not a miner. But you do know the mines do go down quite a bit, though there's a certain depth at which point you transition from the material plane to the underdark, which is its own plane of existence. So, base knowledge, you would be aware that whatever that was and wherever it is, it has to be in the material plane. So there's a certain level down that it could not be. But best guess, it would have to be somewhere in the mines or directly underneath them.
All right, I'll offline you something like that after this session today.
Okay. That being said, you all make your way back to the overfilled tankard. The city's bustling around you as you go. There's a bit of the general rabble of the city. Still some people sharing stories of returned memories. Some people just bemoaning how unsafe the city is now. How some kind of blaming it on the return of a very powerful wizard who refuses to stay in the wizard district. Some simply saying it is the incompetence of leadership, and kind of blaming the fact that the king does like to make his frequent trips away from the mountain, and that if they had a more present king, maybe less issues would come up. But you do eventually make your way back to the overfilled tankard. It's about early evening. The crowd's pretty lively. It's almost a full house. Your usual tables are still kind of available for the moment, and no one's sitting next to our crazy friend Delg. Is there anything else you want to do for the night, or did you want to food, drink, sleep, and wake up in the morning?
Does anybody have identify?
Good question.
Don't think so. What you got?
Or high arcana? Oh, I got this magic wand.
Oh, we found that out last week. That's a broken wand of lightning bolts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Harry
Yeah,
check it out.
that's true. Yeah,
It hurts the user as well as the targets.
Yes. Instead of a
Yep.
100-foot line of lightning, it's a 20-foot radius area of lightning. That does include whoever cast it.
Sheesh.
Which I'm still not opposed to hanging on to as an emergency.
Yeah, now that you mentioned it, yeah, we did say you should keep that.
It could very well be a lifesaver.
Never know.
And it's
Never know.
Dex save.
Just
Should
make
be.
sure you yell
Honestly,
about
like-
it. Darve to use it.
Even Fino could do that because once he gets his
Uncanny dodge.
not uncanny dodge, the other one.
Oh, evasion.
Evasion, yeah.
Yeah, technically, if he
His
gets
dex save
evasion,
will probably be successful. He'll be quartering it if he's successful.
no. If he succeeds with evasion, you take no damage on a dex save that you.
Oh, that's right. It's nothing. Yeah, I feel like we should let him hold on to that. What do you feel about that, Fino?
Is it the same day?
Yes. So at the moment, he's not.
Yeah, we're like
talking.
walking back, I guess.
Yeah, he's like he kind of he is yeah, whatever. But if you try to hand it to him, he's not going to take it.
Okay. Well, in that case, Slarak is gonna slow his pace to match Eno's.
Keeps walking.
Hey, Vino. I had a question about something you said back there. Maybe you could help me understand.
He's muttering to himself.
Slarak just kind of like pokes him. I was under the impression that you were already dead.
Are you
Like
all
not
pretty-
like not poking you as in like trying to get your attention, like poking you as in I'm re-examining this object in front of me.
In that case, then he's just going to kind of keep walking.
Okay.
He's not being like nasty. He's just really like
Alright.
in his own head. Like, fuck this shit. I can figure this out.
All right. Well, that was a good talk, I think. Maybe I'll try again later. I go back up with Jerry. You know, I thought I was starting to get that guy. But, no, I don't. Don't at all.
I don't know, seemed like a good conversation to me.
Brian, can I walk out to a store?
Yeah, what kind of store you want to go to?
A game store.
A game store?
Mm-hmm. A novelty store. I,
A gang store.
I need to buy a deck of cards.
Oh, a deck of cards? You
Mhm.
could purchase that at the tavern, actually.
All right, bet. So, welcome to the tavern. Hey, want to know if you got a deck of cards I can purchase or borrow?
Here you go.
Well, it depends on what you want to do with it. If you're going to make some money on it, you're going to have to purchase it. If you're going to play little games with your
Oh.
friends, you can borrow it.
Oh yeah, just games with my friend. It's specifically my cousin. Something we used to play all the time as kids.
Oh boy. There you go. Is the answer to you. I can only imagine. Let the scene play. You now have a deck of cards.
I find almost called you Solora real quickly. I find Ketra. Wait, is she like visible? Like where's she at in the room, or what?
You guys all just got inside the tavern, so I assume no one's made their way upstairs yet, except maybe Fino. He probably beelined right upstairs, if I'm not mistaken.
Lumpy stomped up the stairs.
All right, so I'm like shuffling the deck of cards in my hand as I'm walking up to Ketra, and I say, "Hey, cousin, you want to play goblins and dwarves?"
Have we ever played this game above the table? Have you and I played this game before?
We're making up our lore right now. I'm about to prove if you're a changeling or not.
That's what I'm saying. Have we played this, or are you making this shit up?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
So the real Katra and Philly have played this game, is what we're establishing. Okay.
Yes.
This is so tricky. Okay.
Right.
Huh?
I'll try to keep this fair. Let's keep it moving. We'll see what we can do here.
Yeah. Sure.
All right. Hold up. You know what, cousin? I think Goldfish was a better game. Remember when we were
Don't back out
5 years old?
This is so ridiculous. Go ahead.
All right, we'll keep it. We'll keep it with goblins and dwarves. All right, I shuffle the deck. All right. I guess there's gonna be a bunch of dice rolls to figure out if this is a change. This is all being made up on the spot. All right. Shuffle. All right. All right. Do we start off with 5 or 7 cards? I can't remember. How did you like playing?
This is amazing.
This is insane. I'm about to roll a D6. If it's above a 4, the answer no 5. There we go.
What are we calling this game?
Goblins and Gophers.
Goblins and dwarves.
Okay.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Goblins. I mean, no. Can I change the name to elves and dwarves?
Sure.
All right, yeah, elves and dwarves. All right. You're right. Is anybody around me?
I mean, the whole group, in theory, unless you went to the side. I
No, that's
assume
cool,
you
that's
guys
cool.
are at one of those 2 tables you guys keep sitting at.
That's cool. All right. I say over my shoulder, 5 cards that tracks. That's what we always played growing up. Shuffle her 5, get my 5.
As a reminder, you have yet to clue anyone in that you have suspicion. So you just...
This is hilarious.
All right.
Also a reminder, my hair has been changing slightly every day. We're just changing every day.
Been another day yet. Since you wanted to do that,
No,
it
it has. It has. We went to sleep that night.
Okay, it's been 1. All right. Let me.
All right.
Okay. Good.
I shuffle her 5. My 5. All right. Cousin, do you have any longbows?
Any
Longbows.
Longbow?
life or the game?
The game. Is that talking above board? You know the cards are bows and arrows.
Oh, I thought you said goals, first of all. Okay. Well, how would I know that?
So we'll do this then. If you're asking for arrows, it'll be even on the dice. If you're asking for a bow, it'll be odd. So
On D20 or?
Well, that's all relative.
I guess, yeah, right.
We'll do
I'll
D20
say-
just for kicks.
What did we say? Bows are even?
Bow will be even,
Or
arrow will be odd.
I do not.
Well, remember that time our parents almost got into a fight over bows and arrows.
I'm gonna roll a d4
Yes.
and it
Yes.
even as yes, odd as no. I do.
I wanted.
It's quite the fight.
Yeah, what happened?
Fucking A. I make up some story about. I tell a story of how someone spilled a drink and then they pretended they couldn't read what was on their cards.
That tracks. Actually, cousin, I need to smoke a little bit. Let's finish playing this later on. All right.
All right.
Walks off.
This was a fun nostalgic moment. Haven't played in years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Inspiration
There'll be
back
more
to the
time.
both of you.
I mean,
We're gonna flush
later
this
on.
game out eventually. This is now the second running
Goblin
subplot. the
Elves and
second running
dwarves.
subplot now. Elves and
This is
dwarves.
hilarious.
How to play.
That's all I wanted to do.
Boy.
I'm done.
That's amazing.
It really is. Where are you going to smoke?
Oh, I'm not. I was lying.
Did your character get up and move?
Yeah, he left. He went to his. Do I have a room?
Weird.
Do you what?
Do I have a room?
You're sharing rooms, but yeah, you have a suite and there's a couple of rooms. I forgot who you're sharing with.
All right, but yeah, I go to the room.
Okay. Okay. Well, if there's nothing else for the night.
Amazing.
Those who stay downstairs for a bit enjoy the just atmosphere of a packed house before making your way upstairs as you do and getting a nice long rest without issue. As you awake on the 32nd day of Kist, second day of the week. What would you all like to do?
Next for the investigation.
The guy said, I'm sorry, real quick. We said 48 hours with him. He would circle back.
Correct. You told
Yeah.
the mechanical spy to come back in 2 days. So you have 2 days to either jump to or use as you see fit.
Did we go see about the chainmail yet? No, right?
No, you're not gone shopping yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's next in the investigation?
I think we were waiting for a report
Okay.
from the So if you want to get chainmail, no, be perfect.
Okay. You guys can take a shopping trip down to the third disc, making your way to the chainmail expert.
Nice.
While they do that, as we're walking, I just kind of want to keep my ears open to see if, just like kind of see what people are talking about as we go around. So
give me a perception check.
Okay. I'm gonna hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Cast the thing where I have hold on. One moment. What's it called?
Good at abilities?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see what enhance ability. Jesus. What's that? Wisdom? Okay, advantage. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. 18 plus. Uh, 23.
23. Okay, so as you make your way through town, on what's about a hour and a half walk, give or take, going through a few districts. Mood seems to be light going through the different districts. Just a general rabble of the day. day-to-day life.
Real quick,
Yes.
real quick, not to pass through. I just want to say, as we're making our way there, I say to Sly Rack and Spec, all right, guys, eyes out for anything to steal.
Okay. Anyone looking out for something to steal? Roll investigation for me.
Good.
Philly roll too.
No, I'm rolling something different.
Oh, I see. Okay, Matt just was a while ago. I was gonna say, geesh. When he get down to, I guess he kind of is a Robbie person too. I think, aren't you guys all Robbie people?
I am not.
He might be the only one who is.
Yeah, because I know
Spotting
Catcher
everything
is.
today.
Catcher is Indiana Jones of the Dwarven people.
Exactly, literally.
Speaking
We got a
of,
7. We got a
of
6.
shenanigans,
I was about to
too.
say, except there are ours to steal.
See OJ
Yeah.
Simpson. Give us back
Ooh.
our shit.
Right.
Jeez.
Hey, Brian, I'm looking for
Yes.
a shot. I need a shot at a weapon store.
Okay.
You need a what?
Any specific kind of weapon you're looking for?
Slingshot.
A slingshot. How novel.
And if we're on disc 3, this is also where the arenas are that we were told to go to.
Oh, right.
Well, there's 8 arenas.
I earned some money.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that we were suggested to go to were on disc 3. The
Mm-hmm.
Tinted shield, the crooked blade, and the pierced breastplate.
Mm-hmm.
But not on the 4th or the 8th day, because apparently we'll get killed.
Yes. Today is the 2nd day, so you're in luck.
Yeah, so we're good to go today or tomorrow.
All right, so that's the 2 days that we gotta wait.
So
Yep,
a
I'm on the
sling can
schedule.
be pretty easily purchased, but as you guys make your way through Philly, you can quickly stop into one of the stores you walk past. A sling will run you 1 silver piece.
Do they got any
One
fancy
whole
ones?
silver.
Fancy slings? I don't think so, man. They are pretty rudimentary. You put an item in it, swing and let it go. I don't think a +1 sling exists. Let me.
That's one.
No, you
don't
get
think it's a
plus
thing.
1 ammunition, I believe.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know what?
Oh,
Roll investigation for me.
come on.
That's funny.
Can I get guidance?
No,
Can I use my
You're not the one who controls the guy. He's asking his
I know,
cousin,
that's
assume.
Can I use my inspiration
But as a
die?
paladin, you could.
If you want to burn it on a slingshot, sure.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get one.
You did. Both of you guys get inspiration for the game you just made up.
Oh, bet. All right, I'm rolling that shit.
Love it.
Inspiration's +10.
Or a reroll, your choice. Plus a D10
reroll.
or a full reroll, your choice.
4 reroll. Oh, fudge.
9.
Oof.
Well, you find the regular sling. You pop into a few stores. You kind of like, okay, I'll hold off. But all you seem to be able to find is just base slings.
All right, buddy. Sorry.
Anybody
One
see any
silver
special
piece.
slings?
Why don't you get this one for now, and when we get back, we'll get a custom-made one from whatever the fuck store is I represent. I can't.
And another thing? Which one did you...
Ain't another thing. That's what it is.
Yes.
All right, so I take a puff of my weed that's always rolled in my pocket, and I
Mhm.
scream, "I want it now!" But
Don't care how, huh? Okay. Katra, as you all are making this journey, and you're just listening out for information, I believe it was. I'm sorry, a lot of things just happened.
Yeah. I went. Well, no. I just want to see like, kind of listen out just to see what like people are. What has like the town's attention these days?
Okay.
That's
okay,
not
okay.
in the news. Yeah. Or maybe
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
So as
Hopefully
you all are
not us.
making your way through, it's not you guys. There's some little talk of the group that defeated the golems, though it's been a few days, so it's quickly becoming old news. There's a bit more discussion about how Dresden had the pull to get the dungeon cleaners to come into the city and take care of the golems' bodies, and how it was interesting to kind of watch them work, like seeing a construction site taking down a building. A few discussions about, like I said, mentioned earlier on the way back, is the city getting more dangerous, and people saying, well, no, back in my day, it was this, that, and the third, and you missed the great mage battle of 15 years ago, and you should have been here for the succession wars. There's some discussions about, crazy Delg says the vets are coming home soon, but, everyone always thinks they know when people are coming back from the Feywild, but no one ever gets it right. And someone says, well, Delg never gets it wrong, and then, well, they wouldn't call him Crazy Delg if he was right all the time. And so there's a little back and forth about that. You do see there's like a really small, sad, not supported protest of about 3 or 4 people, much older dwarves, who are kind of have like signs up saying, Faust is the root of all evil. Faust took our memories. I used to be a bard. No one seems to be paying them much mind at all. Everyone's kind of giving them a wide berth. And one of the old guys who has a sign that says I used to be a bard is like playing on a lute amazingly. Look at me go! I couldn't do this a week ago. When did I learn this? It must have came back. They must have taken it from me. People are giving him a very wide berth. Although kind of stopping a bit to hear the music, but once he starts talking, they understand not someone you want to be close to. And as you guys make it a little further, maybe 30 minutes later, there is a medium-sized protest. This seems to be more hill dwarfs, more of the kind of people you and your cousin are used to seeing. They have a lot of signs talking about how the mountain is being overmined, how it's not good for the ecosystem, how if they would just stop and ask the plants how they feel, then they would understand that they're doing too much to the mountain and you don't need all this, and there shouldn't be water floating on the ceilings. It's a little perverse, and you're trapping it and not allowing it to go through its full ecological processes. People are just outright ignoring them, not even going wide, just kind of walking through the protest area they set up. No one seems to want to hear that their main industry is bad.
Wait, that
Look
what
at the whole
industry is
bunch
that?
of feelies.
The mining industry.
Okay.
But for the most part, that is the rabble-rousing of the day for the moment.
Okay.
You all make it to.
If we do stop in a weapons store, I want to get a bow and arrow.
Oh, not a problem. Let me.
Doesn't the chainmail spot make weapons?
Yes, they would. Or
No.
definitely within that district. It's not going to slow anyone down. Let me just say what a bow costs, and we'll have to pay that at some point. But as you all make your way, you eventually do get to the district you're looking for, Clan Bloodfist District, the south of Level 3, or Dish 3. You do make your way into the Broodfist official store. Looking around, it does seem to be lots of. You can definitely tell chainmail is their specialty. There seems to be some unique concepts, like a chainmail helmet that doesn't really fit the mannequin too well, but you can tell if you really wanted to sweat and have this chainmail rubbing against your head forever, it'd be very helpful and very protective. Um, they seem to be experimenting with different kind of cloths to put under it to kind of brace that. But as you can tell, someone's kind of one of the shopkeepers is pitching it out to somebody as you're walking in. They're saying, "Oh yes, but you put this cloth over your head first, and then you put the chainmail on. And as you can see, it's very sturdy. Now, it won't stop everything, but if you also put a helmet on top of that," and the person describes like, "No, this is too heavy. It's too heavy. I need something quick. Like, just give me a bigger shield, maybe. I can just duck down." And as you keep walking through, there's an older dwarf. He looks to be right at the point of maybe passing his prime. He's sitting in the back, working on what looks like reinforcing some armor. As you come in, he kind of looks up and sees that all the other shopkeepers are busy helping customers, and he walks up and says, "Hello there, new faces. How can I help you?"
Hey, how's it going, man? I hear that you guys are the chainmail specialist around.
He smiles a big toothy grin. "Oh, you heard right. I am the Brood Fist himself. What I do is chainmail. Chainmail-oriented chainmail. I tried to make chainmail weapons, but that's just a regular weapon, I found out. A lot of time spent. I don't regret it, but, long story short, it just turned out to be a mace. But what kind of chainmail do you want? What are you looking at? You're looking at your helmet, breastplate, legs, arms. Uh, what are you thinking?
Well, respectfully, I appreciate you not calling out my attire, but as you can see, I'm completely wrapped in cloth. I'm wondering if there's a way to get like a chainmail version of this, something that's not too heavy, like your lightest, strongest. Uh,
I mean, lightest, strongest. That you're talking about light armor is what it would end up being the equivalent of.
well, I'm wondering if you have anything special, being that you're the specialist.
I am the specialist, but material has weight to it. So if you,
I get it, but materials also have density. Strength can, as we get up there with the more expensive metals.
no, I kind of get what you're trying to put down here. A chain I have chainmail shirts that kind of fall in the medium aspect of weight. I mean, something could maybe be fashioned to be chainmail wraps aren't exactly a thing. We're kind of
Is
looking at
mithril
But if anybody
thing
can
in
make them a
D&D?
thing,
mithril. Maybe. Let me see.
I mean, that sounds like exactly what he's describing. I just can't recall if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, Dungeon Master Guide, page 182.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Let's see what this popular. I mean, it still ends up being heavy armor though. Yeah, so mithril armor just is a heading for the most part.
You probably do not have disadvantage on stealth
Let me see.
by the bonus you get.
Correct. There's no disadvantage on stealth. And there's no. It takes away the strength requirement as well. Jeez.
So anyone's
yeah,
good
that's
with
kind of
it.
that's pretty much what I'm talking about.
So he says, well, as you mentioned, other elements. There's one. It's a little rarer. So real quick above table. Are you trying to buy heavy armor that's not heavy? What are you trying to get actually?
I'm trying to get I'm trying to get the lightest version of what I'm seeking, which is just,
No, I
wraps
mean
that have
as far
chainmail in
as
between them.
as far as the AC bonus, because the heavy armor has the highest AC bonus. Light
Right.
armor has
If
lesser.
I
So what are you trying to get as far as armor?
heavy,
Okay.
that doesn't affect me like heavy armor.
You're big. Heavy armor doesn't do anything to you except give you disadvantage on stealth. I'm pretty sure you can wear heavy armor because you're a paladin.
Well, then, yeah, I mean, if I can get that stealth back, I'll take every piece
Okay.
counts.
So essentially, what you want is not to have a disadvantage on stealth when wearing heavy armor.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, he will say, all right, no, I kind of see what you're saying here. It'd be a custom job. I do like the challenge of wraps with the strength of a full suit. It take longer to put on and take off than armor. You're probably looking at good 30 minutes start the day, end the day. No, I think it's 30 minutes for
I
regular
just
heavy armor.
Did 20 or 30, yeah.
Yeah, you're probably looking at a good 45 minutes to wrap yourself up in this every day.
thinking about that to wrap myself in this anyway.
Oh, I guess I won't be too big of a position then. Okay, so I'm gonna need some time. Let me grab these here dicey dice.
And also, yeah, I just don't want it to look like I have on armor. I want it to look like it's just wraps.
Oh boy. He pushed back down the pad he had. He writes some notes. You're asking for a lot. You don't want it to look like armor.
No, that's why I said I want it to look like my wraps. Like my wraps have chainmail woven into.
That's dope.
Oh. It could be done. Feels a bit impractical, but because there'd be maintenance. When it gets torn, then the chainmail would show again.
Can you make it so that any run-of-the-mill tailor could repair the cloth as long as the chainmail's not damaged?
And repairing the cloth isn't really too much of an issue. Let me see what I can do. I mean, if you have the coin to spare, I could just enchant the things so they don't look like chainmail.
How much coin would I need to spare?
Quite a bit. Enchantments, again, custom jobs take time, resources. Let me do some figures. He begins writing pretty furiously in his book. All right, I need 3 days straight to enchant it. I need probably 3 to make the thing to begin with. I'll tell you what. If you can give me 7 days to get this thing made. Let me get mithril.
Mithril?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I got a name for everything in my head. Just don't mind me.
I thought that was above there. My bad.
Well, no, it translates over, so that it is going to be a thing that he is aware of. That's kind of what you're describing, what it falls under. So I'm going to... 1 second. All right, so I need 75 gold to get started. That'd be the base material cost. And it's going to cost another... He kind of looks at you, rubbing his chin. Roll persuasion for me.
All
You get
right.
the idea that he has a number in his head, but he kind of likes the challenge.
14. Oh wait, 11. Oh, I thought it would be 11. Wait, did I use my inspiration last week?
I don't think so.
All right, I'm gonna use it now because I think this is the last session for the month. So
Yes, it
get
is.
that shit out the way. I'll just roll again.
Okay.
Wow.
8.
I suppose I could help him with this. I'm just standing there. I haven't really spoken though.
Well, how would you help in this?
Well, what do you? Would this person be considered a commoner?
Got it. He's known as the best
No,
chainmail guy
yeah,
around.
No.
he's way too much prestige for that.
Yeah, then never mind. That's not really gonna work. Would be a commoner.
Okay. So he
The only other thing I do is I'm also expressing interest in his craft. When they're done speaking, I want to. All this talking about trying to make everything out chainmail. I want to ask him if he's ever tried to make a shield out of it. Very interested if that would work and how it would look. But other than that, I've got nothing.
Okay, so what he says to you, one last thing. Not doing that. He says, all right, I confront most of the material costs for the enchantment. I have the time to do it, so I'm not going to lose anything. But it's going to be essentially another 180 gold. And are you a fighter? What are you going to do with this stuff? If you don't mind me asking, I don't want to be too forward.
Well,
It's a little laugh.
I'm gonna do it all. Me and my friends, we plan on heading to the stadiums or whatever you guys call them here.
The fighting pits?
Doing. Oh yeah.
Well, if you're going to the fighting pits,
Whoa, why you say it like that? We're not going on the fourth day now.
no, I'm sorry. I meant it in a positive way. I was thinking, if you're going to the fighting pits, then I said, if you're going to the fighting pits, if you were able to say, not represent me, but should you win, say a few positive words about Brood Fist, especially if you're going to be competing in the Dented Shield or the Serrated Arrow. If you can.
Hey, Slyrack, this kind of sounds like one of those what you call them? Sponsor things? And how you get that
Indeed.
sponsor?
You are in luck, sir. We actually have experience in spreading the word and representing reputable establishments. I myself happen to be the official spokesman for And Another Thing. A small shop from Escalation.
Escalation. Oh, the Wall City.
Indeed. The very same one.
You don't say.
If you ever go, make sure you stop by another thing.
Let's do that. So let's do this.
And
We'll
Also, as you see, this is kind of how it would work.
I do want this. Thank you. If you can win, if you can win pit champion before I am finished my 7 days of crafting, we'll call it square at 75 now, 180 on completion. If you can win champion of one of the pits.
Jerry smiles a maniacal smile, puts down 4 platinum, and says, "See you then."
That's 40 gold?
400, I thought, right?
Yeah, I think they're 10
No,
each.
one platinum's 10
Oh, they're
gold.
10.
They're 10.
Fuck. All right.
It wasn't quite as baller as you thought it looked.
Right,
Yeah,
door
no.
shut.
Okay. So then what's that? 40 platinum?
Well, you need just 75 gold right now to start the project.
I know. I'm trying to pay outright and tip beforehand in the show of confidence.
Nice.
So 25 platinum, or 26 platinum, I guess, would be 5 gold over asking price.
I'm gonna give him 30.
He smiles and nods and says, "Good luck in the pits." And
You can
you
take
can
300.
see,
No,
huh?
How was it? That's when all right would be.
in all your tinkering, have you ever made a chainmail shield?
He kind of folds his arms across his chest. Yeah, but I ran into
It'd
the
come
same
out
kind
more
of
like
issue.
racers.
Razors. Well, initially I ran into the same issue as the chainmail weapon, where if you want to be effective, you're kind of forging it into a weapon. Shields, I ran into the same kind of issue. While you can have serrated parts of it, at a certain point, weapons are catching on it, chipping it, breaking the integrity down. I mean, it can be done, and if you're going to hit someone with it, there's some effective value there. But if you're using it mainly to stop attacks, it's not going to be as effective as a very, very solid, well-made shield.
What if you were to just coat my current shield in a layer of it?
What's your current shield? Is it just a regular?
Yeah.
He looks at it. Oh, it'd have to be after I build this new venture.
Of course. But the fact that it's possible is encouraging.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you could always just buy a better shield too, unless you have like some cinematic value to that you want to just improve it for a certain reason.
No, it's cost effective, I guess. Magical ones tend to be rather expensive.
Yeah, they do, I guess. I mean, I'll tell you what. You guys come back pit champions, and I'll see what I can do.
Challenge accepted.
He nods. And you see him just pick up the book he had and start scribbling furiously in it.
Slap Jerry in the back.
Let's go.
I'm energized.
As you see him walking away, you see an older female dwarf come up behind him and kind of slap him on the back of the head. You're always getting discounts. You can't keep doing that. But it's a challenge. A challenge, woman. And he's scribbling away.
And that's why you pay for the whole thing outright.
That is why.
Ain't no backing down and giving back the deposit.
While you're here, Catcher, you are able to pick up a bow and some arrows. I will call it a silver. I don't think they're very expensive. You can't even find a bow looking for one because everyone has a bow.
Okay.
But that has been purchased. What would you all like to do next? Are we jumping through time? Do you have something you wanted to scroll past?
Let's go check out the fighter pit since we're over here.
Okay. Do you want to? You want to go to the dented shield or to the serrated arrow? Serrated arrow is on your way home. Dented shield would be the other direction.
The dented shield, we were told, was more for fun.
Yeah, they had more healers on hand in the dented shield.
Didn't tell us about the arrow place. He only told us about the pierced breastplate, the crooked blade, and the dented shield.
Mm.
How much further is the dented shield?
I mean, it's just going the opposite direction of going home. So it's not so
Right,
much
but
that
how far? Like, how much time would it take?
Time is very
to get there from where we
make
are?
up land. It's like 15 minutes. Well,
Up
30
lands.
up, 15 over, 45 minutes. Which would take you about 15 minutes further away from going back home.
I say we see the serious fights.
I say we see both so we can judge them.
So you're going to go to the dented shield first and then go to one of the more dangerous pits second?
I don't know. That's just my idea.
Okay.
I'd like to
that
see,
makes
like,
sense.
the bar, like where the bar is, and then we can see how high it goes past there.
Maybe we enter one of the dented shield, and if we clean house, we go to one of the other ones.
I mean, I thought we could just pop up in the audience, just check out what's going on.
That too.
If we decide we want to enter, we can.
And we're starting with the harder ones first because they're further from our house, right?
The easy one is
The
further.
easier one is.
Oh yeah, let's go there then.
But first, let's take a step back or two, as longbows and shortbows are not cheap items.
Really?
No,
Are not what items?
No, they are not cheap.
I'm surprised.
I'm very surprised. No, they take some buying. Longbow, straight market value is about 50 gold, and a short bow. I just had it. Short bow will run you 25.
Suddenly, some bespoke chainmail from the master of it for 400 gold doesn't seem that expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you want, Catherine?
Bow
Well,
and
we
arrow
could all
are
just-
some of the most effective weaponry of the day.
I was gonna say this is gonna help to protect all of us. So I mean,
Do you not have
don't we
one
all just-
already, Catcher?
throw 10 gold in, and
You're muted, by the way,
as long
Catcher.
as you can use longbows.
Sorry, what was that?
They're expensive. Short bows 25, long bows 50 gold.
Hold on, let me check something.
Okay.
You able to use longbows?
Short bow's a simple weapon. I think a long bow.
not be able to
Longbow's a
use.
martial weapon. Shortbow's a simple weapon. So
What does that mean?
you need to be proficient with a martial weapon to use a longbow.
Okay, I'll use a short bow. I'll get a short bow. You said 25 gold?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think you're proficient with that either.
Why?
You have a lot of weapon proficiencies, but not. Doesn't say simple weapons
Not
outright.
simple weapons?
No. Battle axe, club, dagger, dart, hand axe, javelin, light hammer, mace, quarterstaff, sickle, scimitar, sling, spear, warhammer.
That's why I went with this.
So I can't use them?
You can use them. You can't add your proficiency bonus to the attacks. So it would just be your dex modifier by itself.
Okay. I mean, I think that's okay.
Okay.
Will step up now. You're being silent this entire time. It's like,
Mhm.
I have a rapier. I have two rapiers. This one can light on fire. Can you do the same to this other one right here? This is a plain rapier.
Talk to the shopkeep.
Yes.
And you want what done to what?
Basically turn a regular rapier to a flame tongue.
And that's the actual shopkeep's response. Well, I mean, that's a little, that's hard. No, that's beyond my skills. You need to.
What if we bought you some oil? You douse the blade in the oil and use the flame tongue sword to light the other sword. It'd be temporary, of course.
Fine. Vito puts it back away. Like, just puts the sword away.
That's a pretty significant enchantment on there. You'd need significant enchantment done to do that. Magic District may be your best bet.
What do you say?
The Magic District?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Not a problem. Thank you for asking. If you don't want to go to the mages, I did hear there's a new kind of magic crafter in Clan Ruby Eyes District.
Yes.
I think they're calling it art fencing or something.
Yes. I've heard about it. Hard fencing, yes. I use my rapier for fencing too, so makes sense.
Oh, there you go. So it should fit right in. I do wish the best for you, and I do good luck on your findings. All right. Short bow has been purchased. Do subtract that from your funds, and you can add a short bow to your inventory. And you all make your way. Once again, we're going dented shield first. If I understood correctly.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. You make your way over to the dented shield. There's a lot of crowd there. It really has the feel of going to like a local sports arena. There's people that are wearing like paraphernalia from the different clans. There's some people that are kind of like making side bets here and there. People just kind of talking up some of their favorite fighters. It's middle of the day. It doesn't seem to be prime fight hour, but you get the impression there's always something going on in the arenas. As you're making your way in, there's someone walking around outside that seems to work there that's saying, come on, try your luck. We have a good round of prizes today. Good round of prizes. You can win one of any 20 things. You may even get to pick if you do well enough. You ever wanted a brooch of shielding? There's a brooch of shielding. You just put it on, you get stronger. Who's ever heard of a thing? Boots of all kinds, elven kind even, speed. Who knows what you could get? Come on now. You can fight people, you can fight creatures. Don't be yellow, don't be weak. Come bleed for it. I mean, win for entertainment. Win for your enrichment. As he keeps walking through, just kind of walking at the people who look strong and mysterious, and eventually, as you guys are walking past, he kind of looks over and runs over really quickly. Hello, hello, new people. Look at you. You're all so huge, and then small too, with a good juxtaposition. Do you all fight? Are you fighters?
Indeed, we are. At least today we are.
Oh,
I'm a survivalist.
a survivalist. Well, I do find that surviving is the key point of the arenas, is it not? Tell me, have you ever fought in one of the arenas before?
No. So do us a favor and cut to the chase. What are the rules?
The rules. Well, you go into the arena, you fight something, you stay standing while it does not. That's the base rules.
Does this include murder?
If you wanted to. It's not exactly murder day, but things do happen.
Jerry kind of like elbows Slyrack a little bit.
Things
Tell me,
happen
tell me.
indeed.
Is there anything you're looking to win, perchance? You look like a strong group that could use many enhancements to be stronger. Everyone can be better, can't we?
I mean, we're
I
just
don't know about
tourists.
you,
We
Jerry.
came here. Hold on. We're tourists. We came here to watch and figure out what's going on first. But we would love to hear about what we can win.
Well, if you're just tourists, I shall hold my pitch for more engaged audiences. Once you decide that maybe you want to be a bit more, then we can see. But you can go if you hurry. A match should be ending soon, and you can see what they win. I believe they are approaching their 4th victory soon.
Just quick question. No disrespect intended. Looking at us, do you think that was respectful? What you just did there?
Not at all. And I'll tell you a secret. That makes you more motivated to get in the pit and fight, now doesn't it? You just want to prove me wrong, don't you? I can tell.
I kind of just want to. And Jerry looks to Slyrack and says, "Never mind."
To be honest, Jerry, I stopped listening once he told us that there's an option to where we can pick our prize. That is my new goal.
Within reason, depending on how well you did and how many fights you win. But there is always
How many
a
fights
prize.
till the championship? How many fights do you have to win to win?
Well, if you
We
just
can pick
do
our
them,
prize.
within reason, I see I've sparked another's interest. So there's the...
Yes, we can choose our prize.
If Fino says, I'm in.
All right, so let me just finish. I was saying a sentence here. Then you cut me off, and that wasn't the nicest, most... It's okay.
I'm in.
You're doing
We're
it.
just excited.
I see. I can see the excitement, and I'm excited for you, of course. Maybe if I could just...
You guys are lowering your price.
What?
And Jerry's very aware that we keep cutting you off.
I can tell. If I may, I was trying to just explain some things for you. So, to really have victory in the pit, where to the point where you can choose your prize within reason, you'd need 4 victories. 4 victories makes you initial champion of the pit. Now, you get 4 victories at our arena here, the Dented Shield. That gives you 1/4 of the championship. I think you can see where this is going. If you get 4 victories at all the pits, what do you think happens then? You're disc champion. Now, there are lower championships to be available if you'd like to shoot a little lower. If you have intentions of avoiding, say, maybe it's one of the more dangerous pits, you could always double up victories at one of the pits you've won before. Challenges would be a little harder, but, you know, if you were afraid of the pierced breastplate, for example, it's okay. It's a lesser championship, but it is a pit championship.
Starting here, then.
If you so like. But yes.
Do we get to fight as a group, or is it one at a time?
Good question. I will have you know that we do not adjust the scale of difficulty to your group size. Should you choose to venture in by yourself, it will be the same difficulty as if you had all ventured in together.
I have a question. Does victory grant you any, kind of say so in your introduction? Because I do believe we have a couple of, businesses that we would like to, have announced with our names as a sponsor.
Oh, fascinating. After you win, you get to start adding honorifics. Each victory gives you a new honorific you're allowed to add. Should you be pitching businesses, 2 victories, 2 pitches, 3 victories, 3 pitches, so on and so forth.
Jerry, once again, starts to uphold nudge Slyrack.
That makes 3 of us that are in.
4.
Can I talk to everybody else to the side? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So Feely motions everybody off to the side, and he says in a low tone, "We already have people trying to surveil us. Do we need even more attention by going into the pits?"
We hired the main guy surveilling us. We hired the best one. Or
I just don't
whatever
think
the
that
hive
was.
mind is.
Yeah, I don't think that was the last of them.
I
I'm
think
just
he
saying.
could actually help us. We would help us to come across as a bunch of meatheads that our interests are in the arenas instead of smaller, more cloak and dagger things.
I
If we
think
become
opposite,
known,
but
that that's the image that they will see us as. They will see us as the arena champions, not as the group that's been skulking around in the shadows.
Dumb jock strategy, just like a few years ago.
all right. As long as my point was voiced, do what you got to do. But I still feel my same way.
You are
Oh,
going
you're-
to fight with us, right?
I always love a reason for me to smoke a Philly pack.
If we
That's a
win,
yes.
I will smoke it with you.
I was going to anyways, but if Slyrack's in on it,
They start burning with fire.
What say you, Kethra?
Sabet? Well, Sabet's down.
I know Sabet is in.
Sure. We can.
This is the first time he's kind of like giving a hint to like the group, like any attention to the group, but he kind of looks perplexed that Catherine's in.
Wait, so
And
wait, to do what?
To go into the fighting pit. So he
We'll go into the pit?
yeah,
Yes.
it's part of the fighting pit group.
To
But he
fight.
like that Catherine.
Oh, wait. I
As a
thought
group, of course.
to fight. Oh,
To fight.
I thought we were
Yes.
just going to for you to
Watch.
fight. Oh,
No, we're all rolling.
oh.
Gang.
You don't have to
A
fight.
whole lot of gang shit going on.
I
I mean, we'll all look at you funny, but yeah, you don't have to.
well, it's not really my thing.
It's our thing. 'Cause we're a group.
I can be like the coach on the side and watch for any funny things. I'm curious how these things work. I don't assume people.
You have Eldritch Blast. You can just sit in the back and pick people off.
Is it a magical fight?
It's cantrip.
No.
Oh, the
Fighting.
fight? Do what you got to do. It's a fight.
Fuck some people up.
Is everyone fighting?
Your cousin just said he was down.
That's weird. But is everyone?
Yeah, I think
Oh, yes. We do this as a team.
Was just kind of looking back and forth between the team, like, what the fuck is this?
This
Cats
is
and Philly
weird.
are in?
Not really, but I mean, I guess if
It's gonna be fun.
I don't think so.
Billy puts his arm around Fino and puts her around his shoulders and goes, "What's better team building than learning how to scrap better for upcoming fights, as well as smoking a spliff upon our celebratory victories? Or would you like one now? Notice you've been down."
I'm not down. I am plotting.
Well, you say plotting, I say brooding.
Ooh, good word. Good word, brooding. That's a good word.
I've had many years in my life, young Dora, to brood. Now I'm more calculated. I must get to my goal. He I don't know if what's called fucking with him, but he has not been down this entire time. He's been quiet, really kind of in his head.
Nah, that's not true. Because Slyrak came up and tried to talk to you, and you mumbled under your breath.
Yeah, because
That was yesterday.
He's
though.
muttering to
You got a
himself.
chance to sleep on it now.
Yeah, he's muttering.
That's true.
Like it's not.
Yeah, but
like,
I mean, just to ignore a party member and not even answer and just mumble to yourself, that's kind of crazy.
because
We can
if you can think about it, it's almost like somebody's like I don't know. You were interrupting Doctor Strange while he's trying to like figure something out.
That's the way I took it. Like I took it as if like he would have been mumbling whether I spoke to him or not.
Exactly.
Like he didn't even really realize I was there. He's just kind of like in his own world. Just
That's bad. I just had a different inference.
He's not mad. Like that's what I'm trying to put it. He's not upset. Like sad.
That's what I'm saying. I just had a different inference, and
Gotcha.
now I understand what the interpretation should be.
All right. So the dwarven person who works here kind of slowly walks up closer, trying not to intrude. But has a decision been made? Are we joining the fights?
Sign us up.
Yeah.
Yes. And he kind of does a quick little hop and clicks his heels.
We
I
are
hope
the
you
UGAI.
Well,
We will be your next
UGAI.
champions.
What a unique name.
UGAI.
And
Say
half
it.
his
You ain't
fellas.
no alibi. Say it.
I was thinking it.
He takes out a book and writes UGAI down and closes it back. All right, follow me to registration. And he takes you around past the main entrance to kind of a side one where he talks to someone behind a desk and he says, I am entering the UGAI. I've just found them, young upstarts, and of course, sponsored by moi. Put me down for my commission. Now they're gonna go far.
I'm sorry.
Jerry's face drops.
Mark's just staring at him like
What is this?
What is
he
what?
just assaulted him.
he turns to you guys and says, shh, quiet, I'm handling this. And he goes back to the person behind the desk and he says, they're going to do great. You listen to me. Trust me. Put them down. And you see them writing in right up.
He looks around. Jerry looks around this person and says, do we need a sponsor to compete?
He hands you all armbands. You have one? And he gives you guys the armbands. Here you go.
No.
Arm,
No, I don't take
No, no,
shit.
no, no, no,
I
no,
don't take shit from him yet. I need this answer first.
Sorry, is there some sort of issue here?
Insight.
We're fighting
I
in the
roll an
pits.
insight on this.
Roll
I mean, I feel like
insight.
16.
Slavak is just gonna look at him.
You clearly don't know us since I had to introduce us to you. But one
He
thing
has
you
a-
should know is we always get our money's worth. So if you
has a-
plan on taking a cut, you had best make sure you are worth it.
He has a very big smile, Catcher. He is insanely hard to read. You can't tell what his intentions are, or if he's shooting straight or taking advantage. You get
All right, I'm
nothing
not
from
trying to
him.
read him. I'm trying to read the person taking the money, the person who, just the worker.
Who's already taken the money and giving out armbands. Go ahead and roll insight for me.
Wait, hold,
Well, he
because
asked the question right after he
that's
said
what I'm
that.
trying to say. Like, when did he give money? And
So
like, we don't
he
have to take his armband.
Go ahead and roll insight. You do not have to take the armband. You do not have to. No. But he has them in his hands, held out.
All right, 15.
15. Okay. The person behind the desk seems a little bored. Notices what's going on and kind of just gives a puff of not caring. As far as the read, he doesn't seem. This doesn't seem anything new to him, and he's not giving anything away of if this is standard or not. He has an air of this is not his problem.
I said, okay, I see that. We'd like to register ourselves.
So as you walk up to the person, he looks at you and he says, "And you are?"
See you guys.
UGAI are already registered.
You guy one.
Look at the promoter, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you get out of being a sponsor?
Oh, commission, of course.
From the winnings?
Oh, from the pit at large. Nothing out of your pockets, of course.
Then I have no issue.
I take the armband.
I guess it's Slyrax then. And Jerry just dropped it all.
I grabbed one.
How is it not coming from me?
I mean, I'll take one.
Are these fights to the death? Did we discuss that?
They can be.
Reno already took it.
But we know that this place has the most healers on standby.
Accidents happen, but this is not one of the death days in the pits.
Let's fucking go.
Okay, so you put your armbands on. He kind of ushers you forward as he is given like a little hat to put on. He's beaming bright as he walks in. If you are behind him, as he's walking by, someone says, "Oh, Throttle, you caught another group. I didn't. They signed up. They're fine. They're gonna win. Shut up." And keeps walking and don't mind him. He's the jealous type. His groups always lose. Keep going. You guys get to what seems to be a second check-in section. He signs a couple papers and he's given 6 pendants. He takes them and says, "Again, give these to you till we start, but these are pendants of hell pits of wound closure. They ensure should you take a fatal blow, it immediately closes. Then you won't die. You'll be unconscious still, but you won't die. Should you, of course,
Kind of sucks the
lose
fun out of it, but
well, should you
okay.
lose your pendant, you can still die. And should someone remove your pendant, you can, of course, die. And, of course, should you take a wound so grievous that you cannot be stabilized, well, then you have died already. This is not resurrection. This is simply making sure you don't bleed out. Yes, okay.
So what if you get your head chopped off?
Well, then you're dead.
Okay.
Because everyone needs a head, and if your head got cut off, the necklace would fall off as well.
I was just trying to, test the levels of healing here.
No, fully understood. Also, these will allow for any healing done. If any of you have that ability, this will double the amount of healing you receive.
Mm.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
And
Remove
just for
our
your-
opponent's pendants. Heard.
And just so you're aware, these are also one of the items you can win. You too could be the proud owner of the Parapet of Wound Closure.
But it doesn't work for severed heads.
No, if you've lost your head, you're dead.
Okay. It's magic. I'm just trying to figure it out.
There's no magic that stops a head being cut off. Once it's gone, you're
I've heard there's magic that can reconnect one, but I guess
I
that's
think you should test it on our
theory.
opponents, Jerry.
I don't have the means yet, but I'll cut their heads off. Sorry, no, I won't. It's a friendly game.
He keeps walking past the next checkpoint and he says, "Listen, do whatever you want in there. No one's going to stop you. Just, if you're going to be the kind of people that cut off unconscious people's heads, just understand that will be the vibe that you have going forwards, it's a reputation kind of thing. And if you do it in this pit, then when you get to the higher, more dangerous pits, people will murder you. Or simply try to, more than usual." You guys
So
keep
people
walking
get
a little
more
further.
aggressive.
Well, yes, because
People-
you don't always start off fighting people. The initial fights are creatures. Once you get to the people fights, that's when things get a little more rambunctious.
Are those what happens on the fourth day?
Oh, no, the fourth day is its own. The fourth day is settling grievances, as they were. There's a lot of clan versus clan, person versus person. He took my wife, he took my husband, I was the husband, I want to get back with her, so I'm going to do this. A lot of boasting. He took my shop, he took my
Also,
endorsement.
Jerry Springer.
I've never heard of this Springer, but it is a day where we keep the parapets at home. No wound closure, no clerics. You only got what you bring with you. And we allow for one round of interference should the mood hit us. But that's
By
not
interference,
today.
who all gets to join?
Ask me again on the 8th day. And you guys keep walking. And now you pretty much, he takes you up into the stands in like the second tier row. All right, you'll be up next. You can get a good view here from the finish of this current fight. And he kind of sits you guys, it shows you where your seats are going to be. And you see him kind of hurry off to talk to some other people wearing hats. As he kind of gets there and kind of points to you all, and they all kind of start talking amongst each other, and they start pointing to their groups. In the pit, you see a young dwarf, pretty well dressed, though his clothes look to be in disrepair. He is surrounded by three very large-looking individuals, though their movements are a little strange. They are covered head to toe in armor, though the armor doesn't seem to be
Hey.
heavy at all. But they are currently battling, swinging short swords in each hands, fighting three giant lions. As the fight quickly progresses, one of the armored individual goes down as two of the lions quickly maul it, while the other two
Not
are
fake.
fighting against the what seems to be the pack leader of these lions. Um, as the mauled armored figure is defeated, you see it the armor kind of collapses in on itself, and
Called it.
the other two
Hmm.
remaining fighters grow in size, and
Oh,
as those two grow, the tide turns on the pack leader. The two other lions rush to join the fight, but they're having a hard time dealing with these two now as they're swinging faster, and the strikes seem to be doing more damage as the lions take a more defensive stance in this fight. They circle around. The young dwarvish gentleman is separate from this conflict, a good 40 feet away, as every time the lions start to circle and put their attention towards the dwarf, one of the armored individuals strikes out against it, not allowing for it to look at or change its intent, killing intent to the dwarf. Without notice, the three lions pounce at once, two attacking the one of the armored individuals, while the other one just seems to try to divert the second. The two lions, one of them takes a mortal blow, though it's able to keep fighting, as it's able to hamstring uh, this armored individual, bring it down to its knees, as the last lion is able to take its head. As its head is taken, the armor once again collapses, and the last remaining suit grows again, as it is able to now drop these short swords and pull two great swords off his back, wielding one in each hand, and just begins flying through a melee of strikes, and makes extremely quick work of the three remaining lions before stowing the two blades back.
I want to scan the crowd, see if I see the two kids we're looking for, or the two people we're looking for.
I also want to know how crazy it is that you said put the two blades back, like they're not two great swords. It's all good.
That is something crazy to note, but it does seem to be able to, with ease, stow the two.
I get it. You just tried to skate past it like it's not crazy.
No. I'm glad you caught it.
Was Punce a dwarf?
Punch is a dwarf.
Yeah.
He's getting bigger.
So I want to see if I see him or the girl or
Okay.
the other.
Going
That girl.
off. Well, I guess you did see them on the security feed, as it were.
Correct.
Yeah, I was gonna say we saw him on the
Exactly.
tape. Is this him?
Go ahead and roll perception. You're not close to him, and
We can all roll it.
Dirty
well,
20.
I will say either two people roll or one rolls of advantage. She got a dirty 20 to start off with.
Oh, we give
I'll
her
use.
advantage.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah, I'll definitely give advantage. I got a +0.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. 20 stands.
Okay.
Nice.
As you kind of lean forward in your seat and you're kind of going through what you saw in the tapes, this is definitely Punce. His clothes are in disrepair. It's very clear that they were once expensive and well made, but it's clearly been lived in more than it's intended to. He seems to be confident, yet very high level of anxiety is very easy to see on him. As you scan
I
the
wouldn't-
crowd, you do not see the woman you're looking for.
I quickly get everyone's attention, minus the promoters.
Mhm.
I say that's Punch. To everyone.
He Punch
Oh,
makes his
let's
way
flank
over.
out and get him.
Hmm?
He,
I think we'll be stopped if we try to take him here.
we're
If
in
we
the
can
stadium. We're in the pit.
find out, we can catch him as he's leaving.
Could hex him from here.
What would that do?
I can maintain concentration on that for 8 hours.
What
We
would it
could
do?
find him afterwards.
Okay. Mm. Okay.
All right.
Sure.
Punch begins to make his way
That is
over
going to
to
severely limit my capabilities in the fight ahead. I'll have to stay back as to not lose concentration.
That's fine.
I
Again.
think me and Sebek got it.
They'll all be in there, so
I will hex punts from the
Okay,
stands.
what's the distance, and is it just automatic, or does he have to make a save?
It is automatic. Distance is 90 feet.
Okay, you don't have to. You can just hex somebody. You don't have to roll for it.
Nope, it's just automatic.
Nice.
That's crazy.
He is now cursed.
Oh my god.
I also get to pick. I think I get to pick an ability. I will give him disadvantage on perception is wisdom, right? So let's do wisdom.
Okay. You
Hopefully
give him
we can sneak up on
disadvantage
him later.
on wisdom checks. As he walks up to his last remaining soldier, he kind of stumbles a bit as the dirt kind of picks up for a moment and swirls around him. He doesn't seem to notice himself, but you can kind of see the telltale signs of your hex taking effect. He walks up and kind of steadies himself on the very large armored individual now. As you see someone kind of run out from one of the doors to him and raise his hand in the air, and they kind of touch something on the side of their neck as their voice begins to boom. Another victory! That would be his fourth. He is now a champion! And the crowd goes, yeah! Woo, 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 woo! The dented shield has seen him come through a number of times, and is always enjoyable. Now, young man, what would you like? What are you going for this time? Will you get it? As you all have noted, he has a low success rate on prizes. And everyone kind of jeers. Now, I'm sure he'll be much luckier today. What will it be? And he clears his throat and says something to the gentleman that you can't hear from where you are. The gentleman picks up and he says, he has picked a manual or a tome. Knowledge is what he seeks. Knowledge. As we all know, that is power. All right. Bring out the prize wheel. And you see this big wheel is pulled out into the stadium. As is brought out, you can see there's a number of items on it, and they start taking things off and replacing the sections. And Fino, you can see this pretty easily from where you are. The sections say Tome of Clear Thought, Tome of Leadership and Influence, Tome of Understanding, Manual of Quick Action, Manual of Gainful Experience, Manual of Bodily Health, and Manual of Golems.
Hold on.
Ooh. We're about to find out what we'll be stealing from him later.
Hold on.
Okay.
Can you
I'll
name
hold.
the tomes again?
Yes. Clear Thought, Leadership and Influence. That's one. Understanding.
All right. And then one of the manuals was Quick Thought.
I'm sorry. Quickness of Action.
Okay, I got everything.
And you can see the Golem one has 3 subsections, but they all say Golem on them. I'm sorry, 4 subsections, but they all say Golem. You see Punch come up to it looking very nervous and grabs the wheel, lifts it, pulls it. Just
Roll guidance. Roll anti-guidance.
anti-guidance.
Anti-guidance. Just blow it up.
Right. As it stops, and as everyone kind of leans forward to see what it landed on, let me see. Just get D8 and see what he got. As the booming voice says, Tome of Leadership and Influence. Give him a round of applause, everybody. Everyone kind of claps, and you see he looks very annoyed as he kicks the dirt and goes to hit the wheel, but kind of hurts his hand. Now, that's a great prize. Or you can get the cash equivalent, and you can hear from where he's standing, cash equivalent is, get that, man, it's gold. As they will take the wheel back, and he kind of follows behind it. Give us one moment to clean the pit, and then we'll have the next fighters up. As you see some kind of clearly just hourly employees kind of run out and start clearing out the deceased animals and the deflated and dented suits of armor. As Punch makes his way into the interior of the arena. At that, your sponsor comes up and says, wasn't that exciting?
Can't wait till our
Indeed.
turn.
Is it our turn yet?
Yes, follow me. And he does guide you back down to the bottom of the arena, where you stand in front of a wheel, though all the options are covered. Give her a spin. Right, and I'm going to need. Hold on, let me see.
As you're doing that, Jerry's going to say, can I offer you a 2 silver to get a couple sponsors in?
He kind of smiles and says, I'm afraid I'm not the one introducing you. I can't take that. I could take that money, but I can't guarantee they'll do the thing. There's an MC for the day, and sadly, it's not me today.
How about a silver to push you in the direction?
I can surely take that and try to influence the MC, of course.
No, I want to know who I talked to.
Well, he's currently dealing with the previous winner. If you can get to him before you're announced.
And who do I talk to about pricing?
That be the MC as well.
All right, I want to add an additional prize. 1 pound of a Philly pack.
You see, he's about to just probably say unkind things to you. Let me see.
5 platinum, 5 silver. I didn't say platinum. 5 silver for you to cause an intermission.
So first things first, the Philly pack. He goes to say something and stops and says, "An actual Philly pack."
Why, of course. Why would I lie about my own product?
And you see him kind of narrow his eyes first and say, "Roll perception or roll persuasion with advantage for me."
Hey, natural 20.
Natural
Oh
20.
shit!
And how many pounds of this did you offer?
I just said one. Like it'll be like just a
Still a
just
shit
one.
ton.
1 pound.
A lot of weed. A whole lot of weed.
Fuck's ain't no brick shit.
um, you can see his smile grows. Oh my. Uh, uh, um, don't don't get your head cut off in there, and we will certainly discuss this with management. And you just see him like
Yeah.
rubbing his hands together, like you just see his eyes turn into like gold coins. As he looks
Not to sell, but as a winning item.
I
Understood?
fully understand what you're saying, and again, don't, please, for the love of God, gods, don't get killed in there.
I do not intend.
He turns to you, Jerry, and he says, no, I don't want to lose my ability to sponsor people. I cannot cause any kinds of fuss. You're welcome to yell out anything you'd like while you're in there, though.
How long do we have to yell? Like, what's the window looking like?
I mean, you're not going to really get a moment of amplified voice unless you have the ability to do so yourself. But outside, you can just yell whenever you want. It's a fighting arena.
Jerry, once
The
again.
moment it starts,
about
Jerry,
cleric?
let him know.
Yeah, go, yeah.
Somebody roll a d8 for me.
Not gonna be.
D8.
My rolls have been shit all night.
Got you.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
D8. 7.
Yeah.
So the wheel goes as it stops. You just hear this howl of a wolf, and that is what we'll pick up next week.
Nice.
All right. What I was going to say, the reason, I think the reason why we should definitely do this is because I think we're pretty good at teamwork, but us druids have so many spells. There might be even better ways to do teamwork. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure.
Like I'm looking at this one. I wish I knew I had this spell when I lit the forest ablaze, but combining tidal wave with Michelle's lightning, that would be crazy.
Yeah. And I think that ties on to another thing that we're really good at as a group, which, presents itself here. And that's, killing.
Oh my gosh.
I also think if we portray ourselves as like sloppy bullies here, it could work in our favor when we get up to the next level. People could start to underestimate us because they think we're just beating up on, not as well trained people. And they can start to look at us like, oh, you're not like, the Ryan Garcia of the shit.
Well, we'll see how it goes. You guys have a decent amount of fights you need to go through if you want to get your major discount.
Right? Went
I mean,
into this
I
quest
got
site with
7
one
days.
spell slot.
Warlocks.
I got 7 days until this chainmail's done. So,
Oh yeah, you got plenty
was
of
it
time.
7 or 10?
7.
You said 7, right?
7.
We need to fight at least one. Oh, it's one fight per day. Or no, it was 4 sets of 4, wasn't it?
If you want to be disc champion, he didn't say you had to be disc champion to get your disc out.
Oh, okay. We just got to win 4 fights. So.
Yeah, you can be pit champion, that gives you 1/4 of the disc championship.
Okay.
And you don't have to compete every pit to get all 4. Like, you can
No.
just do the same pit 4 times and win.
The highest prestige is getting 1/4.
Or
Getting a win at each pit is the highest prestige champion you can become.
right,
There
but
are-
you can become a champion without doing it.
So it's just a lower, lesser champion.
I get it.
I would think of the sponsors we get if we're full disc champion.
I have to ask. But, interesting session, you
That
guys.
means we get
finally
champion of
found-
all 4 discs.
Who knows? Lots of
Vito
prestige
heard
if
that.
nothing
He was
else.
like, "Yo, we can choose our prize. Fuck it. I mean,
Right. Like prizes.
Yeah. So far, you
Yeah.
guys know about the books, the brooch, the boots.
there were 7 books, right?
8 books.
Oh, I missed one.
Books
Hold
is
on.
what Slyrak's interested in.
I'll tell you the 7 I have.
No, sorry, there are
Slavic
7.
likes
Just
books.
like the golden one gets broken down to parts. There's 7. You're right.
Okay.
So wait, what happened with that? He asked for a book, and then what happened with that?
He chose
Seemed like-
books.
That
for
was the
his
category.
prize. Correct. There were 7 books. There were options.
Right. But then it seemed like at the end they said something about like
Because he was hoping to get a certain book. He wanted
Yes.
Golem, I think.
He was
Oh.
able
Yeah.
to, instead of getting the book, get the cash equivalent or the gold equivalent of what that book would have been
You
worth.
know, he took the gold equivalent because he didn't get the book he wanted.
okay,
He was kind of disappointed in that.
okay.
Greg, did I tell you my plan? If we ever do a one shot of making like Philly's grandson in the future,
No, what?
his name's gonna be Reggie, and he's gonna be trying to live off your name, and he's just gonna have trash weed.
Yeah.
That's
But he's gonna
amazing.
keep trying to present it like, yo, I'm the grandson of Philly, like I got this shit. And
I
it's gonna
hate
be
this.
garbage.
Reggie.
I hate this.
It's gonna be garbage.
Yeah, wow. That's funny. I'm glad we've done some more to establish that Catcher is not a changeling, so that's important.
Yeah. I was really loving that.
That was great.
Love it. This is my favorite little back like understory or whatever plot line.
Elves and
I
dwarves.
was like, crap. Where did I go from here?
I made up a game.
That's hilarious.
It is funny. What we should have done is competing dice rolls to see if Katsura was relying to see if your memory matched hers, because that could simply just be you smoked too much weed and you're misremembering.
I was actually surprised you didn't do that, but I kept my mouth shut.
It did not cross
I
my
want this
mind
to
to
die.
begin with. Well, that's fair. That's fair. You got the original. We're here in the beginning because I forgot something, so it's okay. There'll be
That's
more opportunities.
I hope not. I feel like that should have been sufficient.
I don't know. He smokes a lot of weed,
You might get one more test, homie.
Oh my god.
especially depending on if Delg's other things play out to be fact.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think right now. I don't think you guys have pointed out anything that Delg said was incorrect.
And what was it? What? Okay. What episode was that?
What, the original, when he told you that
Yeah.
you were a changeling, or when he told you changelings exist?
No, changelings exist.
I have to check. It was a few sessions back.
Yeah. Let me know.
Where are you going to check?
Don't worry about that.
All right.